Hello everyone, and especially welcome to my, what would have been now, 8 million subscribers probably, after about 3 videos. Anyways, welcome. I thought I'd take you on a drive to Bells Beach this morning, seeing as though I'm living in Geelong at the moment with my parents before I go travelling. Yeah, it's a beach, I guess, that I love dearly. I've worked there for 8 years. Managing the environmental side of things at the reserve, and yeah, I thought I'd show you guys what Bells is all about and just how special the place is. So this is basically the road that most people drive down, up and down the hills to get to Bells. We're in an area now called Jan Juc, and then it slowly turns into the Bells Beach Surfing Recreation Reserve. Yeah, so just bear with me while we drive down this road. So this is the last hill now before we get our first view of the ocean. I guess it's every surfer's dream in the world really to come to this beach and have a surf. It's not the best wave in the world, but I would say it's probably the most famous surfing beach in the world, and definitely the most prestigious surfing beach in the world. It holds the longest running surfing competition in the world, sorry. I think it's 50 plus years it's been going for now. As I said, it's not the best way, but every professional surfer wants to win this event, called the Rip Curl Pro. But basically, it's over there. Usually, if you look closely, you'll be able to see some kangaroos. They're usually in this paddock on the right hand side, but I don't see any today. They're usually there very early in the morning. Once the sun comes up, they usually disappear into the trees to try and hide and protect themselves from any potential predators. And we'll go around the corner here, and as you can see, it's just an incredible view of the beach around here. I'll turn left into this car park here. If you ever come here, don't be fooled by this car park and think it's Bells Beach, because it's not. A lot of people get tricked into it because of this historical sign here saying Bells Beach Surfing Recreation Reserve, and then they park over here, get out of their cars, as I will do now, and they wonder, where the hell is the beach? All we can see is the ocean. But right here is a good place to check on the swell. As you can see, there's a few people surfing down there. That's like a surf break called Boobs. So you got steps is further on. I can see one guy down there. I'm not sure if it'll be visible on the video now, but there's definitely 4 or 5 people just down there with that swell coming in now. That is called Boobs. Further around here is Winky Pop. That is the start of, I guess, the Bells Beach Reserve and the surf breaks that are contained within. So, jump back in the car now and we'll go for a drive down there. So as I said, don't get fooled by this car park. You can skip it. There's nothing really to see unless you wanted a photo with the wave sign, which, yeah, not many people do, to be honest. Alright. So, the Rip Curl Pro was just on in the last few weeks. They're slowly packing up the competition site now, so we won't be able to get into the whole of the reserve. Most of it's a construction zone or deconstruction zone, so they'll have most of it blocked off, but I'll get you into where the general public can get into now. As I said, it looks like there's a little bit of swell out there today, nothing too big, but definitely something to surf. And being school holidays at the moment, it may be quite busy in here, so we'll see. But this is the entry to the surfing reserve, which the car park does look pretty full. It's amazing, whenever the surf is big in this place or whenever it's on, this car park is generally full. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is, when it is, people will take the day off just to go surfing. It doesn't seem to be a car park here. I might have to just go around the corner and have a look. Yeah, plenty of car parks here. I'll park here and I'll walk over with you guys. Just here. Cool. We'll jump out here and we'll go have a look. So here's Bells. You can see as you're walking down here, the Bells sign is just straight ahead. I'll zoom in a little bit, I won't walk all the way down there. But that's the entry to the surfing competition site. Security's on the gate at the moment, so we can't get down there, unfortunately. But there is a good view just over here I'll take you to have a look at. So this is called the Winky Pop car park. Probably the best wave within this reserve. And this right here is Bells Beach. I just think it's one of the most incredible amphitheatres for watching surfing, or anywhere in the world really. Like the wave at Bells isn't regarded as a very good wave. It's more the prestigious event that is important. Everyone, as I said, wants to win this event because it's the longest running surfing event in the world. So that's Bells right there. There's probably about 30 or so people out there at the moment. As I said, school holidays, whenever there's a wave, which there's a little one today, people will be on it. And then we'll go around here. And this right here is a surf break called Winky Pop. Not sure why it's called Winky Pop. I don't think anyone really knows why it's called Winky Pop. But yeah, that's it there. Winky Pop is a much faster wave than Bells. Yes, some waves go faster, some slower. A much more steeper wave, and the surfers tend to prefer this wave more than actual Bells Beach. In fact, they're really happy when the contest gets moved here from Bells when the Rip Curl Pro is on, because it's a higher performing wave than Bells. As you can see, you've got some surfers going down there now. That structure right in front of us there generally isn't there. It'll get taken down over the next day or so. They're just packing up from the Rip Curl Pro, as I said. And that goes for those buildings over there. They won't be there within the next week or so. All this will be packed up and it'll just be left for the car park really. Nothing is left here. There's been multiple occasions over the recent past where developers have wanted to develop Bells Beach, but the community have done such a good effort in pushing back on all of that development. So literally all that's in the surfing reserve now is a toilet block and a car park, and I just think that's brilliant. It's the way it's supposed to be. It's a natural reserve. It's important for the Indigenous people of the past as well, and environmentally it's a very significant reserve. So to see any development in this reserve would be so detrimental. And yeah, this is the only time where you'll see buildings in the reserve is when the Rip Curl Pro is on. Alright, we'll get back in the car and I'll take you up to the next car park there up on the cliff, and we'll have a look around after this set comes through. A few lines out there. As I said, travellers from all over the world come here just to say that they've surfed Bells Beach, even when it's like today, quite slow, small, but also very clean waves. Right. And this is Winky Pop again down here. I'll just show you this as the set comes through. Nice little lookout down there as well that you can walk down to and get a good overhead view of the surfing action. We won't go down there today, but if you ever come down here, it's definitely worthwhile going down there, especially on a big day. Such a good spot to watch big surf from. Anyways, it's not much action here wave wise at the moment. We'll jump back in the car and we'll head up to the next car park. I must say it's a beautiful day today. Beautiful offshore wind. Just need that swell to come in and it'd be really exciting to watch. But yeah, not much swell, but just a spectacular day. Oh, someone's left their board cover there on the ground. I thought it was a wetsuit, which would be pretty valuable to leave behind, especially in Victoria's chilly waters. I'll jump back in the car and drive up to the next car park. Seatbelt on. Yeah, sorry if I'm recording anything unnecessary here. I don't have a computer program where I can put various film clips under the one, I guess, blog yet. I've got to work all that out, hence why it's such a amateurish operation at the moment. But I also wanted to do this. I didn't want to be too over the top with enthusiasm and editing and all that kind of stuff. I wanted it to be real, and I'm hoping that I can keep it real the more I go along, and get used to obviously talking in front of people like I was in the car park there. Anyways, this is this is the road going up to the next car park. The next car park is called Southside, and it'll give us a really good view of Bells, a good overhead view, and also there's an amazing beach just on from there as well. As you can see, all the cars parked here because the construction site at Bells now, they can't park at Bells, so they're all parking along the road here, which only ever happens when the surf is huge or the event site is there and they can't use their car park as they usually would. Just while we go here quickly, just on the right hand side, this used to be all paddock, so just bare grass. So as I said, I worked in the Bells Reserve for 8 years, and one of our major projects was revegetating this area. And back over the road there, when I get out of the car here, I'll definitely show you that it's basically been returned to bushland, and that is why I do what I do. I love nature, I love the environment. It needs as much help as it can get, because it's definitely not a priority of our governments to look after the environment. But in saying that, I've worked in government my whole life in the environmental field, and I've managed to help it quite a bit in my own little way. But I'll just show you the bushland over the road here that myself and colleagues and also many volunteers have brought it back to nature, which is this area just beyond that car going down now. As I said, it all used to be paddock. Now it's filled with birds, animals, kangaroos, wallabies, reptiles, snakes and lizards, everything really. It's back to bushland, which is incredible and so really rewarding. Anyways, we'll just go up here and just have a look at south side first. This is one of the best views in the region, I reckon. As you can see, it's just stunning, isn't it? Plenty of people up here too. Not as a prestigious surf break as Bells, but still very popular. You'd probably find a lot of people actually parking up here today to paddle around to Bells and yeah, surf from Bells instead of here. But this is south side. Beyond that, there's another beach just around the corner there. That's called Point Addis. Well, the point out there is actually called Point Addis, but the beach is also called Point Addis, which is a well-known nudist beach in the region. So you ever come here and feel like getting your bits out and getting free, come here. But yeah, I just find this view is spectacular. I often used to have lunch here while I was at work. Not that I worked in this area, I worked mainly down at Bells, but just around the corner, come and sit here overlooking this absolutely incredible view. Victoria's surf coast, in my opinion, one of the best coasts in the world, and I think you can see why. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can get a bit more of a view. You got some surfers down in the water there. That is connected to the Bells wave setup down there. So on a big day it all connects up, but today these guys will be just getting waves for about 20 or 30 meters and getting off, and then people further down, a bit down the line, will pick up the wave again once it starts breaking again. But just absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's not whale season at the moment, so unfortunately we won't see any whales, but also an awesome spot to look out for whales on this coast. I'll leave it here and we'll go back up towards the car park and have a look. That down there is where you can go paragliding or hang gliding or whatever you want to do it. So they basically jump off the cliff there and sail or float or fly all over this coast here. If you're brave enough to do that, then I'm sure it would be a an amazing view from up above. But I am not brave enough to do that, so I'll leave that to the brave people. It's got some surfers going down the hill there. It's really steep, this hill, down to the beach. So you got to make sure that you save enough energy after your surf to get back up. It's deceiving here, but the climb back up is painful, especially after a long surf. Most of the guys will probably stay out for 2 or 3 hours. Some are known to surf all day. So you can imagine your energy, you'd have to save a fair bit of it coming back up. But now I'll just take you to the last spot. I just wanted to give a good view of Bells and the reserve that we couldn't get into. And this may be the best spot here. I'll zoom right in. But that right there is the Bells Beach Reserve. As you can see, it's a construction site now. But also, as I said, those buildings that are there now, they all get taken away. There's nothing left in the reserve except for the car park, and as I said, a toilet block which you can't see, which is amazing. I love it. I love that there's nothing around. There's some houses up on the hills, but that is it. It's the bushland, it's the beach, it's the animals, and it's the people just doing their thing. There's a lot of hiking that goes along around here as well, so people getting into the great outdoors, which is always a good thing. Just take you, see if we can get any better view. If not, I'll end the video there, and that'll be us done for another video. Right, there it is there. Bells in all of her glory. And then you got, yeah, the surrounding Bells Hills. Bells Beach was named after the Bell family. Yeah, so I thought, well, wouldn't that be pretty cool if a beach was named after your surname or your family? So that's how it's named, if you're wondering. As I said, I don't know why Winky Pop is named Winky Pop. Perhaps I should have googled that, but as I said also, this is an amateurish operation that I'm running here. Maybe my research will get better and I will be able to tell you guys some things, but hopefully this has given you a good insight into Bells and a bit of, I guess, history of the place as well. Environmentally, it's significant. With the Indigenous people, it's a significant site as well. There's a lot of Aboriginal middens where they used to dispose of all their shells from their shellfish. They're still visible today, still fenced off. Not many people know about them and where they are, and that's the way it should be kept, because we don't want people to know where those sites are and come in and ruin them, I guess. But other than that, I'll continue on with this glorious day and hope you enjoyed that little snapshot of Bells. Until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.